Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and of course, you can follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. I know what happened. I know what happened this morning. You guys woke up, you rolled out of bed, you're getting ready for your work day, you got your cup of coffee, you're riding to work, you log in, you go on YouTube, you go on iTunes, you're saying, yo, I'm going to pull up today's show of the DFS Sweatshop. I'm going to jump into the first class with the guru, and oh my God, I wasn't there. My apologies. My bad. Last night was a late night. I was working on some stuff for NFL. Also, just some overall advancements to what we're going to be doing. And kind of was up too late. I knew I had some early appointments at the barbershop today. So went in, knocked those out, back to the crib. It was good because I got a chance to listen a little bit around the industry to see what some people had been saying. Now I'm here to discuss with you the pitching, man. We're going to lock down pitching right now, here and right now. We're going to come up with some pitching prospects that we like. We're going to look over last night's action, take a look at last night's slate, see where we went right, where we went wrong. And we're also, good morning, everybody, man. Kurt, Nick, all the homies in the VIP. I've got them with me here. And then we're going to be chopping up the entirety of the slate in terms of pitching. But once we meet back here, we reconvene at 5 p.m. Eastern in the first class. Excuse me, in the line drive at 5. That is where we're going to bring all of that together, man, and we're going to build our lineups together as we do every evening. So, yo, shout out to everybody that's joining us here on YouTube as well as in the Facebook VIP. If you want to be a part of the line drive at 5, it's very simple, man. Go to the website and you www.dfssweatshop.com, man. Very simple, very easy. Let's take a look. This is a graphic, and I'm gonna be posting this tweet in a few minutes. This is from yesterday when I asked who will be the gang stack of last night's MLB slate. Edwin McAdams, what's up, big homie? What ended up happening was the Boston Red Sox, man. 32% of the people that voted loved the Red Sox. 29% loved the Houston Astros, and again, the Astros were just not very highly owned, and they shouldn't have been because they weren't very good. They were not very good last night. The Dodgers came in third place in this graphic, and also then you had the Kansas City Royals. Now, the Dodgers, really nice game, hung up a lot. I think my very best lineup was actually the Dodgers stack. We know that we liked Kluber. We loved Kluber. We were all over Kluber, as most people were. Kluber and McHugh were our two favorite pitchers. Some took a bit debate with the Sal Romano. He only scored like 6 DraftKings points. It was not a great night for pitching on a whole, but most people just stuck to the basics, man, and they grabbed Kluber and McHugh. This was a spot where pretty much the all-day chalk hit, and we saw some cash lines, higher than giraffe pussy. I'm talking about Wiz Khalifa high was what the cash line was in a lot of these spots. So take a look, man. Around the shop, the big homie, y'all love to see the logo in first place, man. Shout out to you, one of our DFS Sweatshop faithfuls, man. Love to see that. That was a great one. Also, there it is. It's the homie Edward McAdams, man. Really solid showing for him everywhere across the board. That was really nice. Love to see that. Then, of course, the homie Justin Kemp, bro. Justin Kemp went ham. Yo, Justin Kemp went ham. I believe he took down second. Let's get it done. 513. Yo, took down second place. That was beautiful. Second place in the 110K four-seamer, the 20 max joint. And a lot of motherfuckers talk about winning. I gotta talk about this for just a second because a lot of people talk about winning, man. A lot of people talk about it. You go on Twitter and you see, oh yeah, we do, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, a lot of people talk about winning. They do. They talk about it a lot, but rarely do you actually see the wins. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats talk about winning. We look at how the 100 Band Clan formulated. We look at how had $100,000 winner during NBA season. We look at how it's crazy. You see me win personally. You see me get to it. You know what I'm saying? And the very first thing I'm saying to you, man, is you want to be a part of a group of cats that win, that know how to win, that love to see you win, that want to help you out, that want to be a part of your DFS journey from day one. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to be, then we are the people that you need to be down with. I'm serious about that. I'm serious about that. The guys I'm talking about are the guys I'm playing. I don't go into. I'm not a part of any other scenarios. It's all about the shop for me. The sweatshop is my life, is my passion, is what I do. Being there for you, helping each other. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people share the same fervor, the same enthusiasm about this here in the group, and it shows. And it shows. It shows in our play. It shows when you look at this post, under this post, the amount of congratulations the homie Justin Kemp got. And this is a dude that, hey, 4 stacks is nice. We everyday average players. We ain't playing hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. You know what I'm saying? I don't even play hundreds of dollars a day. I don't. Can't afford to. Have a family. Have a wife. Have children. Can't afford to. But I love to play the game, and I'm profitable. And so a lot of cats in the shop. So get in with us. We're the best. We're the standard, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. We're the standard. A lot of shit that people, you look at industry terms around the industry. Not everybody is stacking in MLB. Motherfuckers didn't do that last year, the year before. They didn't do that. Now, you know what I'm saying? Like we continue to like push the whole culture. I'm serious. I'm serious. Like we are the most important group in DFS. Period. Hands down. We are the most important group in DFS. I'm telling you, without us, man, it wouldn't be fun anymore. You wouldn't like this shit anymore because you would just keep getting the other bullshit from the larger sites, and no one would ever win. I'm telling you, they would just sweep all of your money. I'm fighting for you. I'm trying to tell you, I'm fighting for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting for you every day. I want you to know that they bullshit, and I want you to know they're lying. I want you to know that they're just trying to get your money on 2 different angles. They want you to pay for their information, and then they want you to enter the tournament so they can beat you with their max entry. They want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to sell you bullshit and then punish you in tournaments because you're believing the bullshit they're selling you. That's why we do what we do. And nobody else is approaching DFS this way. No, I don't care what group you're a part of. Nobody is approaching DFS as like poker. Nobody is approaching this shit like a poker game. That's what this is. It's a poker game. You know what I'm saying? We all got the same cards. The dealing of the cards is the actual plays. That's the dealing, right? The bigger sites have the cards in their hand. And what they do is they look in your hand because they change the cards and give you the cards, tell you who to play. Oh, this is a great play. This is a great play. The beast of the night. Blah blah blah. They tell you who to play. They give you the cards, and then when you at the end of the night, when you're like, man, my cards suck, you wonder why they suck because they gave them to you. They dealt you the cards. You know what I'm saying? They dealt you the cards. At the end of the night, you're like, oh my god, why the fuck does my hand suck? It's because you went and got your cards from the people. Poker, baby. It's poker. It's poker. You know what I'm saying? And NFL, oh my God, it's going down. It's going down. A lot of cats talk about winning. They talk wins. We actually win. Let's go ahead and chop up the slate. Now, let's go and take a look on DraftKings. And what we're going to be doing here, we're going to just outline the overall slate. And this is what we want to do. We need to hammer down our pitching. Okay? Now, 15 games in the all day. You're more than welcome to play the all day if you like. It's a bunch of smaller tournaments, not really the good shit that we would like to get to. You got a 2-game joint in the early that we can use. We can jump into that, and then 13 is going to serve as the main slate. All right, 7:05. All right, four games here in the turbo. We got 4 games in another turbo at 8:10. We got 2 games late at the night, 10:07. That's going to be a good one. But we're going to be working from an all-day approach just so that I can get the correct pitching down, and we can talk about it game by game. We're going to be discussing park factors. We're going to be discussing BVP in some spots. We're also going to take a look at what batters do in specific situations, okay? Let's talk about it. First game we got is the early. It's the Washington Nationals and the Chicago Cubs. I'm not a fan of those early 2 games. I got to at least have 3 games so I don't feel like, everything is pressed together and running over. But if you wanted to be a part of this, man, I don't have any issue here. You got Tanner Roark 8.5, Kyle Hendricks 7.6. Tough for me to go against the Washington Nationals, even especially when they're on the road in Wrigley Field with 16-mile-per-hour wind blowing out toward right field. Let's take a look at what the Washington Nationals have done over the past month on the road versus right-handed pitching. We've got 7th here in the league. Oh no, wait a minute, get it right because I know it's a yes 5th in the league in ISO in this situation. 204 is going to be that ISO with a 324 WOBA. Definitely usable. 22.9% K rate. I would say stacking the Nats in this spot is not a bad option. You look on the other side, you got Kyle Hendricks at 7.6. The Chicago Cubs at the crib versus righties. Let's take a look at what they've been doing so far. And I don't believe it's been that great for them. I really don't. I don't believe it's been that great for them in the past month. Yes, 168 ISO with a 3, excuse me, with a 317 WOBA, 20.6% K rate. So I would lean more toward the Washington bats in the spot, but you're probably going to have some exposure to Chicago, or because it's only 2 games. It's just not a lot of games. It's not a lot of games. Not a lot of games. Next game we got is the St. Louis Cardinals and the Cincinnati Reds, who let me down yesterday, bro. Oh my God, they let me down. We got Asher Wojciechowski, 4.8. We got Mike Leake at 7K. Looking at what the St. Louis Cardinals do on the road versus right-handed pitching, I don't think that they've been like terribly great against that. You're looking at a 108 ISO with a 299 WOBA, 23.3% K rate. But the question is Asher Wojciechowski a person that can exploit the fact that they don't hit well on the road versus righties? And I just don't think so. Look at Mike Leake at 7K. Cincinnati, not as good. Yet, like Leake has owned Cincy. That's coming from Jeffrey Lanier. Definitely can dig that. Leake has not been, excuse me, Cincinnati has not been very good on the road. Let's take a look at, at home versus righties. Let's take a look exactly at where they at. We got, oh yeah, bad. 0.095 ISO with a 301 WOBA, 22.3% K rate. So that would put Mike Leake in play for me. The question that I have is, why is Cincinnati so bad? Yo, why is Cincinnati so bad at the crib, man? Great American Small Park. Looks like a nice place to play. You got 14-mile-per-hour wind in this teeny-ass park. I don't know why the Reds won't be a solid play. Maybe that's a contrarian way to go since Mike Leake has been so good against them in the past. But yo, it's tough. It's tough. This is a tough one. You would expect Votto at the crib against Mike Leake with 14-mile-per-hour wind to just fucking like destroy the ball and really get it in. What's good with DK pricing? Yo, DK pricing is tough. Yeah, because you looking at Votto at 5.4, Adam Duvall 5.2. So yo, Eckhoff was 9.1. Yep. And the catcher pricing on DK. Yo, Brad, the catcher pricing on DK is crazy today. It's crazy. So I think that's a spot where a lot of us get off at. We get off on catcher. Like everybody is like easily knowing to pay down for catcher. And I think they've kind of got hit to that and been bringing those prices up some. So let's go ahead and move into the main slate. This is where all the meat and the potatoes at, baby. We got the Detroit Tigers and the Baltimore Orioles. Kevin Guzman, 8.1. We've got Verlander at 9K. Taking a look at the graphic that the homie made for us. Yo, this is compliments to Ronald Coley, man. Shout out to you. Every day, this dude goes out of his way, along with Samuel, I like to drum for posting the thread, along with Lee the Napoli, the homie that does the statistical stream of consciousness. All of these cats, man, and plus all of you that participate, go out of their way to do things for us here in the shop. Big shout out to those cats, man. So Coley goes out of his way every day, makes this table for us using Fangraphs. Very solid site. I have a membership. You can definitely use it. It's very cheap, like $3. A really good one. Where he makes our pitching pool for us. The entire pitching pool, all the pitchers on the slate, gives them statistical latency for us. We look at the swinging strike rates here. That's why I like to rank them by, because that's what we need. We need strikeouts in this spot. And we take a look at Justin Verlander and Kevin Guzman here, see where they rank. I think Gausman is at 14.5% swinging strike rate, 4.55 ERA, and 27 and 2.2 innings pitched. This is over the last month. Okay, so Gausman is somebody who I think I can get with. Gausman is somebody who I think I can get with. I think I get with Gausman. The only problem is we look at Detroit. Let's look at Detroit on the road versus righties. Let's take a look at Detroit on the road versus righties. Okay, look at it. 105 is going to be the ISO with a 302 WOBA, 20.7% K rate. This is coming off of a game where the Detroit Tigers like went completely ham in the same situation yesterday. And I think people are going to be high on them. People are going to want to play some of the Detroit guys. I still don't think people respect Gausman as a very solid pitcher. And for me, that puts him in play. That puts Gausman in play at 8.1 against the Tigers, who have been historically over the last month bad against right-handed pitching on the road. A couple things I want you to consider. This is a very friendly park to hitters, and there is a 12-mile-per-hour wind going out toward left field. So keep that in mind. But right now, Gausman is a guy who I am going to be looking at. Look at the Baltimore Orioles at the crib versus right-handed pitching and see where they stack up so far. We've got 185 ISO, 364 WOBA, and a 17.5% K rate. That's why I don't like Verlander much. That's why I don't like Verlander much. I don't like Verlander much. I don't no. I would put some Baltimore bats in play. I think what should have happened yesterday happens today, and we see a good game from the Baltimore Orioles, a better game from the Orioles. Kevin Gausman does the damn thing. It's good. How was ISO calculated? I read it slugging minus batting average. And well, when it comes to ISO, what I want you to think of, it's isolated power. It kind of tracks extra base hits, right? It shows extra base hits. I want you to think of extra bases when you think of ISO, because the harder the ball is hit, the further it goes. If you hit it hard and it's just an infield thing, that's a place to look at. If it goes into the middle infield, it's probably a double. If it goes to the wall in the corner, it could be a triple. If it goes over the fence, it's a home run. Like isolated power simply tracks how hard the ball is hit and how many extra bases come from that. So that's why ISO, team ISO, is such a big deal in terms of picking a pitcher against finding a team that is trending downward. Like the team ISO was lower, and you got a pitcher that's really good. That means he's not gonna give up a lot of extra base hits, or it could mean that. That's kind of why I like ISO so much. ISO weighted on base average and K rate are probably the three most important statistical features when it looks at pitching or batting. My three favorite to look at. So Gausman is a guy that I think is going to be in play, and he should be fairly chalky. A lot of people are talking him up now. A lot of people are talking him up now. They are. They are. Next game we got. Look at some BVP if we got it. Let's check out some BVP here for Detroit and Baltimore. Pull it up, MLB.com. Castellanos hit a jack. Ian Kinsler hit a jack in 12 at-bats. That's it there. Jonathan Schoop, 2 jacks in 13 at-bats. Yo, Adam Jones, 3 jacks in 25 at-bats. Yo, that kind of means something, bro. That's very usable. Batting 400, 25 at-bats with 3 home runs for Adam Jones. That's pretty usable, bro. ISO equals slugging percentage minus batting average coming from Q Dub. Yo, shout out to Q Dub, man. Yo, FanDuel, the dude, man. I can't say enough about the homie Q Dub, man. That's my dude, man. Shout out to that dude, man. Shout out to him. All right, so got some pretty usable BVP there. Next game we got is the San Diego Padres and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Travis Wood 4.5, Ivan Nova 7.8. I'm very excited to see what the Pittsburgh Pirates do at the crib versus left-handed pitching. Very excited to see that. Let's take a look. 153 ISO. Ooh, not as good as I thought it would be. 372 WOBA. That explains it. They hit the ball well, just not hard and for a lot of extra bases. 12.9% carry. This is a small sample size, one of the smaller ones. Only 85 plate appearances as a team. So I don't know how much stock you want to put into that. And that goes on both ways, ISO and for the WOBA. But Travis Wood, man, 4.5. Dude can easily go out and get hit up in this spot. So I definitely think there's a 60% chance of moderate rain in this game in PNC Park. This game could this game could really be delayed or rained out. So we definitely want to take a big level of concern in terms of this game. We've got San Diego Padres here on the road versus righties. Let's take a look at what they do in terms of that. I think they've been pretty good, man, on the road against right-handed pitching. Yep, 160 ISO, 314 wobble with a 25.8% K rate. Ooh, that kind of puts Nova in play automatically. On the road versus righties, man, that kind of put Nova in play automatically. I kind of like him there in the spot. Next game we got is going to be the Chicago White Sox and the Boston Red Sox. But before we get there, let's go check out some of the BVP for that game, San Diego and Pittsburgh. Hopefully this game plays, man, because I kind of like Nova, bro. Hopefully this game plays. We got Will Myers hit a jack against Nova in 15 at-bats. That's usable. Manuel Margot in 3 at-bats hit 1. And Margot has been pretty good recently, bro. Margot has been really good. On the other side, look at all these homers, bro, against Wood, man. This is nuts. Like, who hasn't hit a home run against Wood? Okay. Josh Harrison in 20 at-bats hit a jack. Sterling Marte, 3 jacks, batting .290 in 31 plate appearances of at-bats. Andrew McCutchen, 3 jacks and 28 at-bats. Jordy Mercer, 2 home runs and 19 at-bats. Yo, they've all hit him up, bro. They've all hit that dude up in terms of BVP. So we got the Chicago White Sox and the Boston Red Sox. And we kind of got into it yesterday. When I was telling you, I was like, yo, the White Sox have not been as bad as they look. When you look at the order, bro, it looks like a terrible order. But they have not really been as bad as they've looked. We saw them score quite a few runs yesterday and send a man out to dry. Porcello, which we kind of had an idea that was going to happen. Well, now they've got a lot of lefty-righty matchups. So let's take a look at how the White Sox have been on the road versus lefties. Let's take a look. Oh man, bad. The White Sox on the road versus lefties, 100 ISO, 247, 247 WOBA with a 26.2% K rate, bro. That is ridic. That is ridic. And Edward Rodriguez, 6.9K, very cheap price on him. 5, 10, 16, 5.95 in his last 4 starts. You kind of feel like he's going to be in line for the win with the Boston Red Sox here. Rodon is also a decent pitching option, but there's no way I can play Rodon against that much righty power that we're going to see. Look at Hanley Ramirez, fucking Nunez, who's coming in playing very well. Mookie smashed the jack the other day. So, it's good. Yo, Hap got him for 10 Ks the other day. That's right. And that's why I like Eduardo Rodriguez here. 9.5 run total. I think he's somebody that you can definitely use. No bats for me, really, from the Chicago White Sox side. Yeah. He hasn't been great. Erod hasn't been great. But against this, I think you can use it. They've had half their roster changed over in the last 2 weeks, or not much weight on that. Now, I'm glad that Kevin O'Hearn brought that up, because the roster's gotten worse. Like, you look at these numbers, you look at the away versus lefties numbers here that are putrid, 26% K rate. Some of this is with some of the better players there. You know what I'm saying? Some of the stuff is with Melky Cabrera there. Some of the stuff is with Frazier there, right? So the roster's kind of gotten worse. So maybe that's not even a true, that doesn't speak to how bad they really are. And I think Eduardo Rodriguez at 6.9 is definitely worth a play. I definitely think he's worth a play. They're bad. This is bad. I mean, if you got DHing, if you got fucking Yomer Sanchez as a DH, bro, that's tough. That's tough. When Yomer Sanchez is your designated hitter, that's not a good place to be. Let's take a look at some BVP in the spot, see what these teams have done against each other in games past. Let's take a look. Small sample sizes all around the board. Not a lot to really look forward to here. Time Riley, what's up, big homie? Dexter Pope is in the house. Shout out to the homie ACP to Don, my dude. Next game we got is my New York Yankees and the Cleveland Indians. So the Yanks got Jaime Garcia at 6.2, Trevor Bauer 6.3. 25% chance of light rain here. 18-mile-per-hour wind in Progressive Field. Yo, I had no idea Progressive had like a big green monster. Cause a couple of them, a couple of them shits should have been home runs yesterday, man. Yo, a couple of those Cleveland tattoos, like line drives, should have been home runs, bro. I had no idea they had that type of wall there, bro. That shit is high as fuck. Hell yeah, it is. So Trevor Bauer, 6.3, throwing that lazy curveball against my New York Yankees. I think he's a guy that can get hit some. I'm going to be looking at playing some of the Yankees bats in the spot to kind of bounce back. I think Jaime Garcia at 6.2. A lot of lefty stuff going to be going on here, but I just don't love him in this spot. We're looking at the Cleveland Indians and what they do on the road versus lefties. I think it's been pretty good for them, actually. 197 ISO with a 339 WOBA. Also, only a 19.1% K rate. I think that puts a few of those bats in play. I don't think you have to stack Cleveland to get the full value of them. I think you can grab a couple of one-offs that you really like. Maybe some Encarnacion at 4.2. Love the fact that you're going to get him below 5K at first base. Not an issue there. I think that's definitely a place you can go. Looking at what the Yankees do on the road versus righties, don't think that's been very awesome lately either. We're talking about a 147 ISO, 291 WOBA, also a 24.1% K rate. But the team does seem to be doing better. I think that, Trevor Bauer throwing that curveball, man, I just don't think he's going to K a bunch of Yankees out. So I don't love Bauer in this spot. I think he can play a couple of Yankees. If you want to exploit some of the lefty-righty matchups, maybe some Brett Gardner, if you want to pay up that much, or Didi Gregorius at 4.2, who I absolutely love in this spot, that's kind of where I will be hanging my hat. Let's take a look at some BVP in this spot, just so we can get a good idea of what these guys have done against each other in games past. Didi, and 10 at-bats, hit a jack against Trevor Bauer. There it is. The BVP, there it is. Not a lot. Next game we got is the Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Mets. Yu Darvish at 11K, Jacob deGrom 12.7, and I really wish I had you playing somebody else, man. I hate the fact that Yu Darvish is playing the Mets in Citi Field, because I think no matter where Yu Darvish was playing, people would not want to play him. I just think that. I really think that you would have been a pitcher that people really just did not want to play. And damn, man, it's gonna be tough for me to play Yu Darvish against a top order of the Mets that's probably gonna be lefty dominated. And this is a team, bro. The Mets can get on your ass if they have to. 12-mile-per-hour wind going out toward left field in Citi Field. 1% chance of very light rain with a dew point of 70. That's key right there. The 70 dew point is key. You got Yu Darvish, Jake deGrom, 12.7. So that's kind of gonna take deGrom out of consideration for me. I'm not gonna pay up that much in a situation against the Dodgers here. And the question is, who can get enough Ks in the spot? Let's take a look, okay? I'm so thankful that Darvish got traded away from that Arlington Heat. I think I'm avoiding this game altogether, coming from Andrew Pierce, who is a Dodgers guy. Yo, this game is tough. This game is tough. Yu Darvish was tipping his pitches against the Marlins. I don't know if he's fixed the issue yet. And that's another thing, man. That's another thing. Yu Darvish, the report came out that he was tipping his pitches in his last start, that he got shelled and he got hit up for that bunch of runs, right? Where he scored like -10, I think, or -8.35, right? And what tipping the pitches mean is the way he was holding the glove, because he has a few pitches he throws. The way he was holding his glove, it was telegraphing the pitch that he was about to throw. Okay? So the hitters, they're telling each other, yo, when the glove is fanned out, I think he's throwing the four-seamer. And when he's got the glove, when the glove is tight, he's throwing the four-seamer. And when the glove is kind of fanned out, that means he's inside adjusting the ball to a certain degree where he can get his fingers right, so he can throw the splitter or he can throw the changeup. You know, because a lot of times you throw the ball, it's like a handshake. You throwing it, it's like a handshake. Or I'm sorry, with the right hand, it's like a handshake, right? And so when you're throwing a four-seamer, it's a very standard grip. You put it in the glove, bam, four-seamer, let it go. or when you're throwing a change up, or you're throwing something with some off speed or movement, you gotta ruffle the glove a little bit. The glove is a little bit bigger, and people, they could tell when the Marlins would come up to bat, they were like, "Oh shit, I see it. The glove is fanned out. He's gonna throw me some off speed shit." Okay, and they were smashing it out, and then they're like, "Oh, the glove is tight. He's got the glove tight. He's trying to throw me a fastball." Okay, and they were killing it. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you take into consideration, Hugh Darvish. This is not the game where he gets, a free square, a free strikeout, because DeGrom is a pitcher that can actually hit. You know what I'm saying? So this is a tough one, bro. This is a tough one, bro. This is gonna be a tough one. And has he fixed that issue? I'm sure he knows about it. I'm sure he knows about it. Has he fixed it? I'm not sure. I mean, this is a professional. Of course, this guy is not going to be tipping his pitches. But, yo, you're going to see such lefty-righty, big lefty-righty matchup at the top, bro. It is going to be tough. So let's take a moment and look at some BVP. I'm going to let the BVP tell me which way I want to go in this game, or even if I want to fuck with it at all. Because when somebody as learned and as educated in Dodgerdom, as the homie ACP the Don, the leader of the Hunter Band clan, when he say he ain't trying to fuck with this game, that definitely makes me feel like I don't want to fuck with it. Let's take a look. We got Jay Bruce smacked 2 jacks against him in 6 at-bats. Come on, family. Astrobal Cabrera hit a jack. Cespedes hit a jack in 16 at-bats. Not a good batting average, though. Damn. And I also heard a couple of the touts talking about how much yeah, 3 pitchers hit a home run the other day. All the touts are talking about how much they love Hugh Darvish. Maybe they're trying to take us off of the beaten path some, and want us to pay up that 11K for a cat that can get hit up by the New York Mets. Corey Green says I'm attacking his ass. See, hey, yo, they like hyenas in the shop. Yo, if they look at you as a pitcher and see where a couple of cats done took advantage of you, oh my god. They like hyenas. Corey Green was like, I'm attacking his ass. Jake DeGrom, 12.7. I don't love him in this spot, man. Not against the Dodgers. The beautiful part about this is you get the discount. When it comes to Jake DeGrom, you get the discount for playing some of the Dodgers. You get Chris Taylor at 3.5. You get Corey Seager 1,000 less than he was yesterday. You get Justin Turner for under 4K. You get Cody Bellinger for a very fair price at 4.3. You get Logan Forsythe at 2.2. Jock James at 3.1. Yasmani 2.6. I like that. Okay? I like that. It's going to be tough. This is going to be a tough one. We got to revisit this one. Yeah, this is just a one-off spot. That's all this is. Next game we got is going to be the Milwaukee Brewers and the Tampa Bay Rays. We got Brandon Woodruff, 4.8. A guy that, for what I've heard, man, Dexter Pope says Corey Seager can lick my nuts. Yo, that dude has been wretched lately. Yo, Siegs, man. Siegs ain't been doing shit, man. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to go back and show you, like, how bad Siegs has been, man. I'm talking, okay, 11 last night. 0-0. Bad, bro. At 5.4, that's like screaming. He's going to hit a home run. That is. Yo, how about the guaranteed jack play last night, which turned out to be like the innumerable chalk? It definitely turned out to be innumerable chalk. I was like, yo, Benintendi, get him in every lineup. And he turned out to be the chalkiest motherfucker on the state. But he did do the damn thing, though. Benintendi did do the damn thing. All right, so we got Milwaukee Brewers and the Tampa Bay Rays. We are taking the Milwaukee Brewers away from the comfortable confines of Miller Park, supplanting them in Tropicana Field, St. Petersburg, Florida, a very tough place to put the ball out, but a very nice place to pitch. Jacob Ferrier, 8.5. I think he's going to be a popular play, as he should. 14.2, 19, 5.25. Not electric like he was earlier in the season, but definitely playable in the spot. We take a look at the Milwaukee Brewers, what they do on the road versus right-handed pitching. Let's take a look. 27.7% K rate, 139 ISO with a 312 WOBA. Oh my God. I think I've just found the pivot pitcher of the slate. Yes, I think I've just found the pivot pitcher of the slate. Jake Ferrier, man, 8.5. What those numbers say to me is if you do not have Jake Ferrier in a lineup, that means you had better have some of the Milwaukee Brewers. Most certainly. If you don't have Ferrier, you better have some Brewers in this spot. Yeah, rookie on the mound versus Tampa. Definitely, Tampa is going to be one of my preliminary favorite stacks. I kind of like them a lot against Brandon Woodruff. Now, this is a guy that's pretty decent. This is a guy that's pretty decent. He's been pretty decent in AAA. Pretty decent, but still, man, lefty righty matchup at home in Tampa. Let's take a look at what the Tampa Bay Rays do at the crib versus righties. Let's take a look. I think they're not awesome either. 28.4% K rate, 168 ISO, 299 WOBA. Not enough for me to attack them. Some cats like to play pitchers. Some cats just like to play pitchers against I mean in their first start. People just like to do that, and I can dig it. But yo, look how cheap they are. This is brought up by the homie. Yo, this is 3.1, 3.8. Yo, nobody is over 4K. And you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want and still stack Milwaukee. So I want you to, be on the lookout for that. And I want to take a look over here and see what we got. What's the money lines looking like? The money line hasn't come out yet. We're gonna revisit that, okay? So this is the pivot play. This is the pivot game. Whoever gets this game right wins the slate. It's gonna be hard to get. Oh, okay, I'll put it like this. It's gonna be hard to get this game wrong and still win. I said things would eventually be bad back in April. I haven't even looked at him in months. If you're doing multi-entry, you might as well stack them. I agree. This is the game that if you get this game wrong, you will not win. If you get this game wrong, you will not win. I'll put it like that. Let's take a look at some BVP in this spot to see what these teams have done against each other in games past. No BVP here. Mystery. This is a riddle in a mystery. This game is a riddle. This game we got is the Miami Marlins and the Atlanta Braves. We got Adam Conley at 5.2, R.A. Dickey 5.4. Yo, Conley has made a believer out of me, baby. Oh, Dexter Pope says the Rays are heavily favored, man. Negative 155. Yo, Adam Conley, bro. Dude has been nice recently. I don't know what he's done to change his approach. Plus 143 for the Brewers. Yeah, so the sharp money's on the Brewers. I don't know what this dude has done to change his approach, but against Cincinnati and Texas, man, shut the motherfuckers down. Had really solid games in this spot. Atlanta, R.A. Dickey. Dickey went for a stretch where he was fairly decent for quite a few games. 26, 1, 12. Let's see, what has he done against Miami? Because I'm sure they played Miami before this season. 6.35. So I think the Marlins are a team that doesn't strike out a lot, and most of the time, most of the time, teams that don't strike out a lot against knuckleballers, teams that don't strike out a lot that are playing knuckleballers, the advantage goes to the team, to the batters, because I'm gonna tell you this, man. If you're patient at the plate, if you can show plate IQ, plate patience, the way the Miami Marlins do by being a team that doesn't strike out a lot, you're looking at the pitches with movement and the off-speed stuff. And the knuckleball is just not that hard for these cats to hit. So I'm gonna like some Miami here. I'm not gonna be on R.A. Dickey. I think Adam Conley at 5.2 could be in a decent spot, but the only problem is I hate to attack the Atlanta Braves. I just don't like to attack the Atlanta Braves. We saw what happened last night. You play Alex Wood. You played Alex Wood against. You played Alex Wood last night against the Braves, and you look foolish spending up that much money. Now here, Adam Conley's a lot cheaper, so you're not taking the same risk. But let's take a look at the Braves and what they do at the crib versus left-handed pitching. Let's take a look. Not awesome. 152 ISO, 288 WOBA with a 17.6% K rate. So it's a tough one, man. It's a tough one. For me, I would go Miami bats to hit up Dickey and kind of leave it there. That's where I would go. I'm not in love with Adam Conley at 5.2. Not at SunTrust. I'm just not in love with him. I'm not in love with him. Let's take a look at some BVP in the spot. See what we've got so far. Yo, and I really hope that y'all didn't think I was gonna leave y'all hanging and not jump on and chop this bitch up. You know what I mean? Well, maybe we should go to DK to see exactly who's going to be pitching. Okay, yeah, it is Dickey and Conley. Okay, cool. All right, so next game we got is the Toronto Blue Jays and the Houston Astros. Cesar Valdez and Brad Peacock. 10.3. The price is up on Peacock. You know, I kind of like this one. I think they're trying to like separate the men from the boys. If you like Peacock, play him. If you don't. I'm gonna be a little bit on the lines of kind of wanted to play Peacock. Let's take a look, man. We're gonna see what the Houston Astros do at the crib versus right-handed pitching. And man, 221 ISO, 372 WOBA, 16.1% K rate. And I'm gonna go on record now, man. Stack Houston every day. Just throw a Houston stack in. Just throw it. Just do it. Just throw one in. I'm not even gonna act like I'm smart and be like, oh, I think Houston is the stack today, like I've been doing recently. Just stack Houston. Throw if you're running multiple lines, throw a Houston stack in there. Just do it. Just make it easier on yourself. Against Cesar Valdez, 4.2. Just make it easy and do it. On the other side, Brad Peacock. But just take a look at what the Blue Jays do on the road versus right-handed pitching. On the road versus right-handed pitching, we got the Blue Jays. I don't think they've been very good. 125 ISO, 333 WOBA, and a 19.6% K rate. Now the K rate isn't as high as I would like it to be to justify, you know, paying 10.3 for a pitcher. Because what I want y'all to understand is what I want. What I want is once I get 7, 8, 9, 10 pitching pricing, what I want is 1,000 per K, a K per 1,000. So if you can look at this matchup, you look at the Houston Astros, you look at Brad Peacock, you look at the Toronto Blue Jays, if you can sit back and say to yourself, yo, Peacock can get 10 Ks in this game. If you think Peacock can go 10 Ks in this game, by all means, fire him the fuck up. All right? If that's what you think, fire him up. Fire him up. But what I want you to do, another thing I want you to recognize is how cheap some of these bats are going to be for the Toronto Blue Jays. You got Bautista leading off probably at 2.9. Russell Martin, Donaldson, some up about. And they're Morales. No, they're not very cheap at all. I play Peacock. Perfect time to buy low. The perfect time to buy low. So 9.5 run total, man. Let's take a look at some BBPs, see what we got in this spot. All right, Kendrick Morales has taken him deep in 16 at-bats twice, but not a great average. Josh Donaldson has taken him over the fence in 15 at-bats. Not a big sample size all around. Steve Pearce, Kevin Pillar, both have hit homers against Peacock in a very small sample size. Gurriel, the only cat to take Valdez over the wall, but it's a very small sample size. And Toronto has been hitting pretty decently lately. They have been. So Peacock is a guy. I mean, I can see playing him. I see the value in playing him. I see the value in playing him. Next game we got is the Texas Rangers and the Minnesota Twins, man. Bartolo Colon. Why is this man still doing this shit, man? Let's take a look, man, just to make sure my eyes aren't deceiving me. Why the fuck is Bartolo still pitching? Martin Perez, 5K. Bartolo Colon, 4K. Yo, you can play anybody you want. Both of these pitchers suck. Target field is displaced, 9-mile-per-hour wind here, 0% chance of rain. We got the Rangers on the road versus righties. I'm sure that they can mash here. Let's take a look. One of the higher ISOs. Oh, no, 176 is going to be the ISO with a 25.3% K rate. 258 WOBA. So Texas is not as good on the road versus righties as we thought. The problem is, do you think that Bartolo Colon at 4K is a pitcher that could take advantage of the Texas Rangers being so bad on the road versus righties? I don't think so. I don't think so. Martin Perez at 5K. Let's take a look on the other side. The Minnesota Twins on the road versus, at home versus lefties. Let's see where they stack up. 19th in the league in ISO 143 with a 299 WOBA, 20.7% K rate. You know, I think you can play some Minnesota bats in this spot. I definitely think you can play some Texas righties. Texas lefties here. Stacks versus Cologne haven't. Yeah, exactly. Yo, all right. Let's take a look at what Cologne did in there. No, Stacks versus Cologne have been working. I did. Yeah. Yeah, I just stacked against Cologne. It was nice. 4.5, 4.4, 2, -5. Yo, the dude has not scored 5 points Since since 5/2017. All of that is crap. So yeah, well, he's not giving up home runs. I just stacked the team against Bartolo, and it worked out pretty good. I have to go back and see exactly who it was, but yeah, Pittsburgh. Excuse me. Texas lefties, I'll take them. Texas lefties, I'll take them. Anybody in Minnesota, I think they look like they're kind of stackable here in the spot. They do. Let's take a look at some BVP if we've got some to speak of. Texas, Minnesota is going to be the place. Beltre, 2 jacks against Cologne. Chirinos, he hit 1. But at Beltre, that's in 23 at bats, only batting 130 though. I don't know how usable that's going to be. None really on the other side against Perez here. Minnesota full stack is what they're screaming in the shop. Next game we got is the Seattle Mariners and the Kansas City Royals. We got Jason Hamill at 6K, James Paxton priced all the way up at 12.2. Let's take a look at the Royals and what they do at the crib versus left-handed pitching. 224 ISO, 321 WOBA, 15% K rate. Yeah, I like Kansas City. I like Kansas City. I'm playing. I'm attacking Paxton, bro. At 12.2, people are going to be I think people are still going to play Paxton. 28, 37, 27, 28, 30. I'm playing some Royals. I'm playing some Royals. I really wish you got like, and plus they're discounted this much. I'm playing some Royals, bro. I am. I'm playing some Royals. And for me, this is just strictly, I wish Paxton was cheaper. Yeah, he's hot. He's hot. He's hot. And he's 12.2. And I'm not gonna play him. I'm not gonna play Paxton against Kansas City. The question is, would you play him? I'm not gonna play Paxton at 12.2. Now on this slate, I don't think there's a need to pay up that much for Paxton. And I think other people will do it. I think other people will. The Seattle Mariners are negative 161 here. They're probably going to be getting all of the attention as far as your Vegas stuff goes. I'm attacking his ass. Corey Green don't play no games. The Royals had the third lowest implied run total at 3.8. Yeah, they do. That's my GPP shit. Casey doesn't K enough for Paxton Price. This is a perfect spot for nobody to want to play. The Royals have been doing this all year long, though. The Royals have been doing this all year long, like hitting very well against good pitchers and letting shitty pitchers kind of shut them down. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like. I'm gonna play some Royals here. I'm not saying I'm gonna stack the shit out of them. I'm not saying that, but it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be tough to get through this. If you got Witt, Lorenzo Cain, Melky Cabrera, and Hosmer, I think it's gonna be tough to get through that 3 or 4 times without giving up. You know what I'm saying? KC they hit well against good pitchers, and shitty pitchers shut them down sometimes. And I hope Paxton. I wish Paxton was a little bit cheaper though. Has Paxton got blown up at all? I don't think so. Well, one time against Texas, they went ham. I remember that. Texas, Toronto, decent games against. And this is that little stretch during the season when we think he was injured a little bit, but everything else, man, he's been like full strength. He's been pretty good. I mean, he's been pretty dominating. If you look at the entire season, I don't know if 12.2 is a good spot for him. I don't know if 12.2 is a good spot for him, but yo. Has he seen him already? Good question. Let's take a look and see if he's seen Kansas City already. Nope. So I'm sorry, the train is coming behind me. So so let's go and look at some BVP. We gotta figure this shit out. Moss hit 2 jacks yesterday. Told you about Moss, bro. I was on him. All right, so against Paxton, nothing. Brandon Moss, Mike Moustakas both hit jacks against him, and only 4 and 3 at bats. Not a big sample size. No one has really disgraced Hamill with the exception of Robinson Cano, taking him deep, batting .409 and 22 at bats. That is a usable BVP. That is a usable BVP. And then you're probably gonna get Bonifacio up in the order in this one. Man, you lefty Jackson. You're gonna get Bonifacio up in this one. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But I already know I'm set on not playing Paxton. I'm not playing. That's just too much to pay. Astros second baseman Jose Altuve is expected to get the day off tonight versus the Blue Jays. Man, that kind of hurts that Houston stack. Maybe it helps it. Maybe it decreases ownership, and maybe it does. Maybe it does. All right, so let's look at the next game we got. Yo, this is one of my favorite games on the slate, bro. I fucking love this game. With Moss Price, Whit Merrifield 3.8. Moss is not on there yet. He's not on here. We gotta look on DraftKings to check out Moss's price. Check out Moss's price. And we going to KC. Brandon Moss is at 2.6 on DraftKings. 2.6 on DraftKings. All right, so next game is the Philadelphia Phillies and the Colorado Rockies. Yo, this is probably one of my favorite games on the slate, bro. You got Kyle Freeland 5.8, Vince Velasquez 5.1. Taking a look at what the Colorado Rockies do at the crib versus righties. 225 ISO, 338 WOBA with a 22.9% K rate. Very good. We look at what the Philadelphia Phillies do on the road versus lefties. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by this. 216 ISO, 410 WOBA, 17.5% K rate. This is only 40 plate appearances, but I think you could play a couple of cats, man. I think you play a couple of cats from Philadelphia. No pitching in this game for me. I think if you lure them away from Citizens Bank Park, people are gonna want to play Kyle Freeland against them. I can dig that. It makes sense, but the Philly bets are cheap as fuck to be at Coarse, bro. And when you can, the only guy that I don't love is gonna be Cesar Hernandez. I don't mind paying up for Altair, but in the stack, you're going to pay for it anyway, talking about Cesar Hernandez. But you got Abdul, who's priced at 4.9. They're cheaper on FanDuel than they are. They're cheaper on FanDuel than they are on DraftKings. So I would be more likely to play Philly bets on FanDuel than I would be on DraftKings. But the usual suspects are in line in Colorado. This is not a top-notch game stack, I think, but definitely some usable cats here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at some of the BVP, man, just to see if something jumps off the page for us in this spot. Do we need to get that cute on a large slate? No, you never need to do that. No big BVP. We got Cargo hit a jack in 9 at-bats against Velasquez. Trevor Story also hit one. Not a big sample size of BVP. I'm more likely to play Freeland than Philly bats. Me too. On DraftKings, I'm more likely to play Freeland than Philly bats. But on FanDuel, I probably would play some. Velasquez, I expect to get hit a lot. Atlanta smacked them around, but the infield saved them in a lot of spots. I can take that. Next game, we got Oakland Athletics and the Los Angeles Angels. Yo, the A's got destroyed last night. How about the Giants, bro? What the fuck happened to the San Francisco Giants? They scored like 11 runs. It was nuts. The pitcher hit like a 3-1 jack. It was crazy. Jarrell Cotton, 7K. Tony Scribner, 4.6. Let's take a look at what the Oakland Athletics do on the road versus righties. Not good. 154 ISO with a 308 WOBA, 21.6% K rate. Not awesome there for them. We also want to take a look at the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim at home against righties. They're going to be facing Jarrell Cotton. They've been pretty decent lately, but still, 15th in the league in ISO 186. ISO here with a 315 WOBA and a 17.7% K rate. This is a team that does not strike out. They just do not strike out. They just don't strike out. You got Jarrell Cotton at 7K, 2.2, 7.8, 18, 19.45 in his last 4 starts. Just not consistent here. If Revere leads off, I'm playing him. Guaranteed stolen base if he gets on base. Remember, Dexter Pope said that, homie, and I definitely agree. So I would be more along the lines of playing bats in this spot. I think I can take a couple of lefties. It depends on how the top of the order looks. Against Tony Scribner, if you got cats like Matt Joyce, and I like Marcus Semien at 3.5, anytime you get that guy that cheap, he's definitely playable. This is a huge park and a very good bonus for pitchers, but neither pitcher in this game is going to be one that I like. So I'm going to be taking, a couple of one-offs here from Oakland and attacking. Mike Trout right now is unreal. Mike Trout is just unreal. Mike Trout is just unreal right now. And at 5.3, I don't mind paying that price. Let's take a look at some BVP in the spot to see exactly what these teams have done against each other in games past. CJ Cron hit a jack against Cotton. So has Yunel Escobar. A very small sample size for both of those cats. Ben Revere, in 2 at-bats, bro, he hit a jack against him. That's funny. Pujols hit 1 against him as well. Mike Trout batting 330 and only 3 at-bats. None for Scribner on the other side. This is his first MLB start, I believe. Next game we got is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Francisco Giants. Yo, you can pay up 11.3 for Madison Bumgarner if you want to. 26.15 against the Dodgers. Yo, there's 2 things about this game that I really like. Number 1 is Bumgarner is priced up. So the cats that spend on Bumgarner, they're not gonna have a lot of the bats that they want. I just don't see that possible, right? And number 2 is the Arizona Diamondbacks typically are not great on the road, period. Now let's take a look at how they are on the road versus left-handed pitching. 188 ISO, 302 WOBA with a 29.7% K rate. And this is one of the highest K rates for the situation, bro. This is one of the highest K rates for the situation. And for me, Jake Lamb will sit this game. Yeah, probably because of the lefty joint. He really struggles against left-handed pitchers. For me, I don't want to play Bumgarner. I don't. I think I'm gonna attack Bumgarner. I haven't seen elite Bumgarner. Yo, against the Dodgers, this was not elite Bumgarner. This was the Dodgers not hitting well. 17.05 against Pittsburgh, 12 against San Diego, 16 against San Diego, 14 against Kansas City, 19 against Colorado. I don't have an issue with playing. JD Martinez at 3.8. JD Martinez at 3.8. Brandon Drury 2.3. Goldie under 5K at incredibly low ownership. You know what I'm saying? AJ Pollock 4.2. David Pro. These are some cats I'm gonna like. How many Ks he got in those games? Take a look. Wish we had the game log. Or we can open it up on yeah. I just don't. I haven't seen Bumgarner that, okay, against the Dodgers last time, 7 Ks. 4 Ks against Pittsburgh, 5 Ks against San Diego. In both of those games against San Diego. 4 Ks against Kansas City, 8 against Colorado. That's before he was injured, I believe. 11 against Arizona last time out. His first start was against Arizona, and it was at Arizona, and he rolled out 11 strikeouts against them. You know what I mean? So there is a history of him performing well, but he's just not the same, bro. He's just not the same. Maybe he's taking a while to get in his groove. Hopefully he hits 100 pitches if you're playing him. To me, it's going to be tough to pay up that much for him, bro. It's going to be tough to pay up that much for him. Not a guy that I'm in love with. Has to get up a homer in his last 2 starts, though. That's big. He has not given up a homer in his last 2 starts. So maybe it's like a stay away game for me. He has come off of the injury. I think he's getting the groove. Mad Bum trending up. The Big K game is coming soon. Rather be on that than chasing it. Right. So with that being said, we can add Bum to our pitching pool. All right. So we got everybody we like. Freeland also. Do not be afraid to play a pitcher in Coarse. Kyle Freeland. I'm not paying that much for 20. Yeah, Brad's like, I'm not paying that much for 20 points. I'm not. I want to pay that much for 20 points. I'm all over the bum. I'm not paying that much. I'm not paying that much for 20 points, bro. That's whack. All right, so let's take a look at the pitching pool, and we're gonna shrink this baby down. Of course, DeGrom, Paxton, Bumgarner is a guy that I think we're thinking about paying for. It starts for me at Kevin Guzman at 8.1. You got Nova 7.8, Eduardo Rodriguez 6.9. Kyle Freeland is the cheapest guy we're paying for at 5.8. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. And we're going to shrink this down once we hop into the line drive at 5 o'clock. So all of you, man, meet me there. Yo, Paxton is 200 cheaper than Mad Bum on FanDuel. Remember that, coming from the homie Q-Dub. So, yo, this has been your DFS Guru. You can follow me, of course, on Twitter. Yo, of course. Ryan Zimmerman is not in the lineup today versus the Cubs. Follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. I'm about to go and make today's graph or today's tweet. So, yo, patronize that. Yo, let us know who vote. Go to my Twitter and vote and retweet it. Okay? Vote and retweet it. This has been your DFS Jerusalem. Yo, big homie, shout out to y'all, man. Greg Stewart, much love for your coach. Yo, y'all take it easy, man. If you're on FanDuel, keep it 250. If you're on DraftKings, keep it 300. The number one thing I want you to do, keep it 200. Keep it 300 though with me. Peace. We out.